All right, guys. Sunday Money. Welcome. We are brought to you by Hercules Tires and O'Reilly's Auto Parts. I was telling my two friends, Daryl and Lauren, in our group chat, I haven't been this excited for a podcast in months because we haven't had much talk about A. B, got a lot of good stuff this week. I just want to give my omelet game, if nothing less, during this quarantine, my omelet game is getting strong. You look at that.
Do you liquid eggs or do you crack them?
That's real eggs, dude. Like from a real chicken.
Real eggs.
From a real chicken.
It's got spinach, avocado, turkey bacon. I didn't even try it yet, but it looks good.
Turkey bacon? Come on. Why don't you have real bacon?
I don't know. That's just what we got in the fridge. That's what I cooked up.
And wife must have gone to the store.
Yeah. No, I go to the store. She just sent me with turkey bacon because I guess it's healthier. We have our good friend of the show, Alex Bowman, winner from Talladega this weekend.
I winner.
I winner. You winner. Everybody was winners except for me because I lost. I finished second. Congratulations on the pinnacle win of your career, Alex. I don't know if anybody would think anything less of that. Kansas, not a big deal. Talladega, the biggest deal. Welcome.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's been interesting. I've had to do a lot of media for this virtual win, and I was very caught off guard and unprepared for doing any media for anything virtually because I didn't think I was going to win. So it's been interesting for sure.
How many Zoom calls have you done before the quarantine versus right now?
0 versus all of them.
Yes. I think that's all of us.
Yeah, it's been a lot for sure. But at least we're all, what would we do without Zoom calls? We'd actually have to go outside or something.
Why would you want to do something like that?
Yeah, you wouldn't want to enjoy the beautiful North Carolina spring.
I don't want to go outside with hair like this.
Me neither. It's rough.
Your side part's almost getting grown in. It's like back to normal haircut.
Yeah, I think it is grown in at this point. I'm trying to pull it apart and pluck my hairs out myself at this point. So I don't know when hair people are going to open back up, but I'm SOS, need help. I'm not cutting my own hair. I'm seeing too many bad results there. I know Daryl cuts his himself, but I can't bring myself to do it.
Look at this mullet, bro. Look at that.
I heard he uses a Flowbee.
A what?
Flowbee.
What is that?
Oh, you never heard of a Flowbee?
No.
It's like a razor with a vacuum on the back end. It's almost like if you put a razor, you can set Daryl knows what a Flowbee is. It's like a vacuum cleaner with a shear on the end, and you can set this and you literally just do it and it sucks it up. No mess. My dad had one. That's why his hair looks so bad.
That's amazing.
Should we get you a Flowbee, Alex? You would go viral for sure. Race car driver uses Flowbee to cut hair.
No, not doing it.
I don't know if a Flowbee can get the high and tight like we look for nowadays.
I have a bone to pick with Alex.
What did I do?
I'm just going to put it out there now. What is with this whole, oh, heck, shucks, gosh, I don't know how I won the race. You're a good race car driver. That's how you won the race. I've been telling people for 25 years, there's going to be a kid born named Alex Bowman, and he's going to be the shit. And now every time you win, you're like, I don't know how that happened. That was a shocker. When are you going to own it, man? When are you going to just be like, I'm good. That's why I'm good.
If it was a real life race, I'd be like, yeah. But the whole virtual thing, it's not my thing. I mean, I don't know if you watched Richmond, but it was pretty terrible.
Now, I don't want to interrupt you, but you brought up a good point, and I wanted to talk to you about it because I feel like I have been in this canoe rowing upstream, not even since this quarantine started, for 3 years. I get labeled the hater. Sometimes I probably am, but it started with I didn't agree with NASCAR using its social media platforms and partners to push e-racing over short track stuff because short tracks are struggling. You got guys working on modifieds and late models in their garage, dedicating a lot of time and their own money to go win $500 at Thompson or someplace in BFE, Iowa, right? Meanwhile, we've got somebody winning 400 grand racing iRacing. I don't think that balances out. But now, fast forward to April. Now here we are, and I'm labeled the hater. Here I go. I'm going to try this iRacing thing out on the pole and finish second. Granted, it's Talladega. I'll give you that. And we'll talk about Denny Hamlin's Twitter beef that he's so salty about later in the show because I want to talk to you about why.
He's got a Twitter beef?
Oh, big time.
What'd you do?
Go. He's just salty, man. He's got all them trophies in his house and no friends. That's what he's mad about.
You know what he needs? Denny needs a babysitter. He needs somebody to watch that kid over there.
Or to keep the remote out of her hand, which I think that was kind of staged anyways, but we'll get to that later too. Why isn't it your thing? It's everybody knows it's not my thing. Why don't you particularly want to sit in your basement for 8 hours a day and race video game race cars?
Because I have real race cars that I can work on and prepare for Chili Bowl. Swapped the motor in my C10 last week. Building a drift car, stuff like that. So I would much rather be in my shop working than spending 5 hours a day practicing for a race on the internet. I get that it's definitely important to partners, which is why I elected to start doing it, because initially I said I wasn't going to do it. The other side of it is I get really frustrated when I'm not good at things. I don't handle that the best when I'm like really struggling with things. I get frustrated and kind of don't want to do it. And when I did that first one at Atlanta or wherever it was, I sucked and I was mad. Like I wanted nothing to do with it. I knew how much time it was going to take to be as good as guys like William and Timmy Hill and some of those other guys that are just on it all the time. And I didn't want to commit that much time to it. It just wasn't something that I enjoyed enough to commit that much time to. And I still haven't. You know, I ran okay at some of the tracks, ran really bad at Richmond. But I have other stuff that I'd rather do, and I'd rather be working on real race cars than driving a virtual one. I do think it's cool that we've been able to give the fans something to watch. It may have run its course a little bit by now. I feel like, you know, at first it was really cool, and it's one of those things that we've maybe oversaturated a little bit. But I don't know. I was surprised that you sat on the pole, because there's got to be some trick to speedway qualifying. Like I don't know how that happened.
There is, and I'm gonna put it all out there because apparently, I don't know what I'm doing in a real race car, let alone virtual racing. So my brother Casey is really good at iRacing. Does it all day, right? He's not married, doesn't have kids, works 3 days a week at college, does all our social media stuff. He's got a lot of time to play iRacing. He's in the Discord chat with other guys with no families that play iRacing all day too. So they are really good. I jumped in and I couldn't run. I'm sure you were the same way. I couldn't run better than a 50.63 was as fast as I could go in qualifying in Colorado.
That's what I ran.
Yeah, that was as fast as it can go. That is terminal velocity for your virtual car. And I saw Garrett Smithley ran a 50.52. I'm like, I tried 10 different single car runs to try to get that speed. There was none to be had. I asked my brother, he asked his buddies, hey, send the setup over. We're going to try some Q runs, what we normally do. So I fire the setup over there. The guy runs. And come to find out, you have to leave the pits and you have to be above 30 miles an hour and do burnouts the entire way of your warm-up lap. Go around 1 and 2, get to the backstretch, go to first gear, and gas brake it all the way down the backstretch to get your tires as hot as possible. And then the car starts going like this because it doesn't have any rear tire friction. So, but the key is this. You couldn't go below 30 miles because for lap, underneath 30 miles an hour because it's easier to do a burnout underneath 30 than it is over 30. And they wouldn't, if you went below 30 miles an hour, it resets your tire temperatures. So you had to stay above 30 miles an hour. After multiple times of practicing that, I did it, burned out, went to the backstretch, slowed down to 35 miles an hour, all the way down the backstretch, and run a 50-53, which was good enough for the pole. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I qualified 22nd.
Yeah, I mean, if you didn't do
I just
anything,
ran a lap.
if you just ran it like normal, well, I mean, that's usually about 8 spots better than I usually qualify as Speedway. So I'd be happy with 22nd. But once I was taught, I guess it's essentially a cheat code because you just have to get your tires hot.
Yeah.
But a lot of people do it, and neither did I, because why would you, in your right mind, ever do a burnout on the backstretch of your qualifying lap at Talladega? Never.
So we've had to do that at some of the tracks, but I didn't think about it at Talladega because at all the other tracks it was a grip thing. It wasn't like obviously that's a rolling resistance friction deal.
Yeah. So that was apparently what paid off. So first pole of my Cup career, I qualified for the Busch E-Clash. I think the trophy's in the mail for that, just like yours. When's your trophy get to the shop?
I don't know. I'm curious. I mean, does it pay anything to win those races? That'd be pretty sweet. Yeah,
I mean, I
no.
probably checks in the mail, but I mean, I don't know when it's gonna get there. With this quarantine stuff, mailman might be slow to your house.
Yeah.
So I've been
Nothing for me.
watching your Instagram stories, and you're working on that C10 truck, like you were saying, doing an engine swap, and
Yep.
you bought a Corvette, box stock Corvette, right?
Yep.
And you turned it into a drift car.
Yep.
Why?
So I've always thought drifting was really cool. The top level of drifting is a little interesting, just being a judged sport. Obviously, that's way different than what we're used to. The reason that I like it is there's a couple reasons. One, the cars are badass. You're talking like they've become like high 8-second drag cars with really trick front suspension to get a bunch of steering angle. So I think that's really neat. They're all 1,200 horsepower plus carbon bodies, like badass race cars. So I think that's really cool because obviously I'm a car guy and I like cool stuff like that. But you look at like the fun that they have and how all the pro drift guys have like demo cars that they go to random go-kart tracks or whatever with and just go slide around with their friends and beat on their cars all day. And they're all street legal, so then they drive them home. I think that's really neat. So that's something that I wanted to do. So my car is going to be more like a demo car setup than a pro setup. But it should be fun. So definitely getting started on that. We dropped it off at the chassis shop last week because unlike you, I cannot fab. Fabrication is not my game. So gonna let somebody else tackle the cage and I'll do the rest of it.
That'd be cool. I
Where
think
do you do drifting? Like in the streets, or is there a place that you go?
So there's like a couple local series that run around here, whether it's like autocross type stuff. Like I think they run Z-Max a little bit, Piedmont, places like that.
You have a parking lot too that you use, don't you?
Yeah, the parking lot of my shop is my property, so it's definitely big enough to do some figure eights. So
I feel like I'm going to see this on Ridiculousness in like 6 months or something.
maybe next time Corey comes to his race shop next door to mine, he's gonna see the street has changed colors a little bit.
Every time I see on Mark Davis's Instagram or yours, you're roasting the tires off that thing. So hopefully you got a tire sponsor, Goodyear, or I don't know who you, Nitos or whatever those guys use, Toyos, Yo-Yos.
So the best part about drifting is we're just throwing the cheapest tire we can get on it. So like you're talking like $40 sets of rear tires. So it'll be fun. The C10 came out pretty rad. We swapped motors in it in like 4 days. So it went from a junkyard 5.3 making 300 and something horsepower to a built LS7 making probably 625, 650. So it'll be a lot of fun.
That's badass. Where'd you get the engine from?
So I found a blown up LS7 short block that was already wet sump converted because most LS7s are dry sump. So the hard part was done on wet sump converting it. And just
Lauren's face when you said wet sump.
This is actual foreign language to me.
the confusion.
I'll explain that later when he's on, Lauren.
Okay.
Yeah. So had a machine shop hone it, put some pistons in it because it needed pistons. Found a set of heads, had them ported. It was kind of like a leftover parts bin special, and found a bunch of parts at Heinz that he had from different builds that didn't end up getting used, and threw them all together. Some things haven't worked yet. Don't have an oil pressure gauge, but who needs oil pressure? I need an adapter for that fitting. Don't have a water temperature gauge, but send it.
That's all.
Yeah, no big deal. Don't have a dipstick because the block wasn't drilled, but the oil pan was. Because the car it was in, the dipstick went into the pan, but in the truck, the dipstick needs to go through the block to get to the pan. So it's got a few problems, but it runs.
Yeah, so that's a cool project. You got a lot of stuff going on in that new shop of yours over there in Mooresville, literally right next door to Go Fast. I'm gonna stop in one of these days. I wanted to ask you. So when we get going, and it's pretty much general knowledge now that we're gonna be going to Darlington May 17th, and then it also looks like I'm sure it's out there for general knowledge too, but we're gonna go to Darlington twice, Charlotte twice. Bristol, Martinsville, and we're going to be racing about every 4 days for 3 to 4 weeks. I don't know about you. I've been working out fairly hard, and I know you've been working out with Josh and running a lot, and your fitness level has been way more than what I would imagine it used to be before you went over to Hendrick.
Yeah.
But are you not worried about rifling off into one or on a long run at Darlington, your first race back? Because full transparency, it's gonna suck after 2 months off.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Fitness wise, I'm not that worried because right now I'm probably better off than I've ever been. Josh has been kicking my ass, to be honest with you. Saturday was my birthday, and first thing I had to run 5 miles in full winter clothes. So stuff like that, just trying to prepare for the heat. I feel like with our luck, when we go back racing, it's gonna be like 100 degrees. But right now, trying to train for that, it's 55, 60 degrees. So just been trying to simulate some heat. I think the one that sticks out to me and that has me worried is if we have a doubleheader at Dover. That one, like all the rest of them, I'll be fine. If we run back-to-back days, long races, whatever, I think anywhere I can be fine. Back-to-back at Dover is going to be insane. Like that place is, I ran second and third there last year and I still was dead.
Tell the listeners why, because they hear it from me enough every week. Tell them why, what on your body is sore.
Yeah, I mean, honestly there it's like just upper body and my neck really is what gets sore there. Just how big of a transition you have into turn one, especially there. Your body is more loaded than any other racetrack we go to, more G-forces there than anywhere else. So just that makes it really tough. And it's a long race. It's 400 miles. A lot of short tracks we go to, or we go to Phoenix another mile, or Loudon, we run 300 laps, 312 laps. But man, 400 laps at Dover. If we do that 2 days in a row, you're going to have some guys falling out of the seat. I think some guys are not as fit as they need to be. And to go run, if we ran 800 laps at Dover in 2 days, there are going to be some guys hurt for sure.
Like who?
No doubt.
I don't know, Corey. Who do you think's not fit enough?
Here we go.
You see how I threw that back at you and not me?
Oh, give it to me. I love this sort of stuff. This is what people get pissed off and write me mean reviews and still give 5-star reviews on our podcast.
Which driver can't even run a mile? Is there any?
There's a lot of guys that can't run a mile. I mean, they can run it, but it won't be very fast.
I made Mark Davis run a mile the other day.
Hey, if Mark Davis can do it, that's good hope for everybody.
He ran a 10:30 and then died for 2 days.
So give us a name, Corey.
More than I can do.
I'm going to say this. If you had a ranking of how much time people spend on iRacing and you went from the top down, judging from the top, that's who's going to fall out of the seat first and then incrementally down.
Man, I think Williams pretty fit, though. He works out with Pit Fit.
Yeah, he weighs like 98 pounds. It doesn't take a lot, I don't think, for him to run a mile.
That's true. Okay, so X him off. Landon doesn't have a job, so he's second.
Sure.
He's off. Parker Kligerman's third, so he's out because he doesn't have a job either, except talking about it. Fourth, I think guys like, I don't know, like Timmy Hill. But Timmy's a big guy. It seems like, I don't know if he stays in shape or not. But I just think that there's muscles in your neck and your low back and your front of your shoulders that it's hard to specifically work out, right? You have to get creative with bands. You have to get creative with like a cardio, routine, because your heart rate just stays in that 155 to 170 range for an entire run. Go off what you were talking about, Dover. The highest G-forces we go to, because it's so fast in the middle of the corner, your helmet feels like it weighs 100 pounds. Yep. Your low back, because you're leaned over to the left trying to hold your upper body up. And also, there's not a whole lot of caution. So you get a lot of green runs, and your heart rate is just up, and the car is usually hot. So it is the worst possible storm of driver fatigue. I think Bristol, you can at least breathe. Dover is just a place where you don't get a lot of cautions, a lot of load in your body. And like you said, if we go there for back-to-back, which it probably looks like we're going to go into, I don't know, in July or August, maybe, I'm not sure, but that will be a spicy weekend for sure.
Well, yeah. Granted, it's the crazy year of unknown. As we have two drivers here, do you guys think we should still be racing for a championship, or do you think it should just be a exhibition kind of year?
Man, I'm like top 5 in points. Bring it on.
Race for it. Survival of the fittest. I mean, literally, you got to – here's the thing. Like, I'm over this quarantine and stay at home just as much as the next guy. But now we're in a situation, and you two and Alex, with the drivers especially, if you start kind of going out and go to the shop and mingling, and if somebody has it that you don't know and you get it, and you don't have any symptoms but you're positive and they test you, you can miss the next 6 races, right? So, like, what is the risk versus reward? Like, I'm literally going to be doing the same thing I'm doing until we get back racing, because it's just not worth it to – if they test you and you're positive and don't even know whether or not you're going to get sick, you have the opportunity to get other people sick. That could be – that's a variable, which I hope we don't have to run into, because I don't want anybody to get sick as our competitor. But that could be – I mean, that's a different element. I think that you certainly want to get sick, because we're literally racing 6 times in 3 weeks or 7 weeks, whatever it is. So if you miss a little bit, you're going to be in bad shape.
You can spray Clorox on your tongue.
That doesn't work, Daryl.
Oh,
that is unadvisable. Don't do that.
I didn't know.
Spray.
That's what Daryl's been doing all this time, and that's what's wrong with him.
Well, okay, so you guys say a championship should go on, and we're going to do the points and the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be status quo, I think.
All right.
But
Alex is in the running for the championship.
Man, if I win a championship this year, you guys will miss me a lot, because I will peace out.
Yeah. Well, I know you got to run at 10, so I appreciate you jumping on.
Hey, don't let them go without hearing your review. You got to hear this review, Alex.
Oh, yeah.
Corey got just annihilated by a race fan. You got to hear this.
Let's hear it.
Some guy hammered. He was not happy.
Let's see if Alex cannot laugh or smile during this review.
Here we go. From Magic Mike 316. Poor Corey, 5 stars. Let me start off by saying I love the podcast and have been a Corey fan since his K&N East days. With that said, do you ever stop complaining? It's always something. Usually it's a coy way of making excuses for your underfunded car, which I don't know how your car owner is okay with the way you talk about that organization, end quote. But this week just set me off. I don't know what he was talking about. I don't care for the iRacing stuff going on. But hearing you make the excuse that these other guys are spending 30 hours a week on it, and that's why you can't be competitive, boo-coo, Corey. Just wait, Magic Mike. Just wait. You think you're the first driver with the kid? Put in the work and stop complaining about everything. #3 for Dale. All right, Magic Mike. I'm about to go in on you. I don't know if you happen to be watching from your couch, probably eating pancakes, doing nothing, sitting on your phone from your anonymous account, tweeting some sort of BS, probably retweeting Drunken Brian Ferentz's tweets. I don't know if you happen to turn on Fox on Sunday. Newsflash, there was an iRacing race for you there, Magic Mike. I spent about 2 hours of preparation. Hey, Magic Mike, I was on the pole, and this guy down here beat me by about this much. So I hope that you retracted your dumbass comments, Magic Mike. And thanks for the 5-star review, though. And that's all I have to say about that. But that's going to lead us into our next conversation of our Denny Hamlin beef. But when you get off, Alex, go read it, because I had multiple texts this week asking if I'll talk. I didn't want to get into it.
Where are you going, Corey? All right.
Like Alex has to go somewhere. Alex doesn't have to go anywhere. Where are you going, Alex?
I gotta go run 6 miles. I got a 6-mile run, and then I'm going karting.
He also doesn't want to be. He doesn't want to tag his name onto the rest of this conversation when we start just.
You asked me to come on this podcast. I don't know what the hell I got myself into. Kelsey is gonna be mad at me.
You did good. You did really good. I heard there's a rumor that you have an at-home trainer, Alex. Is that true? You have somebody that exercises in the house, gets you fit?
Daryl.
They're exercising something.
Like a Bowflex.
I have a quarantine friend.
Yeah.
Quarantine friend. I like your
She's
stuff.
a nice lady.
I'm happy for you.
Congrats,
Thanks,
man.
bud. Good to see you guys. Stay safe. Don't talk too much shit.
No, I don't
talk all the shit. I want to listen later.
I just complain. I don't talk shit. I just complain.
I don't know. It sounds to me like you're about to talk some shit.
Denny
literally talking about the next 5 minutes. I was talking about back in the.
Denny took a picture of his trophies and tagged Corey. Like, what a bitch.
That's out of context.
All right, I'm out.
Yeah.
Bye.
That's out of context. We're going to get to it. See you. All right. Back to let's take a break.
Let's take a break. We have to figure out what else we're going to talk about.
Wow, that was some fire content. All right, we're back with some fresh tea. Just got done brewing.
Ooh, let me do it.
Yep, there we go. Daryl's got the tea. Daryl, what do we have going on Twitter?
Well, everything was looking to be a pretty normal afternoon. All the diehards were excited about the race. Everybody was happy until one particular race car driver got all in his feelings because he had a bad day on the pretend video game racetrack. That driver was Denny Hamlin, who couldn't even wait for the race to finish before he started making excuses. But that wasn't the tea. The tea started when our driver, Corey LaJoie, rightfully so, had a good day and was saying, hey, this is a pretty good day. And then the rest is history. Him and Denny went at it for a series of tweets, and we're going to let you, the audience, weigh in on which side you're on. Corey, take it away.
That was good. You haven't lost a beat during this quarantine, Daryl.
I should be an entertainment reporter for NASCAR.
All right. So this is how it all started. Rewind to Homestead. Denny wins, right? All is right in the world. Fist pumping, celebrating. Good job, Denny. Jeff Gluck puts up his normal tweet. Was Homestead a good race? Yes or no? For the record, I voted yes, but I commented on that tweet and said, hey, it helps when you can turn down the realistic implications of dirty air and also give people 2 cars to smash up. Of course it's going to be a good race. So I didn't think that we should be grading it on the same scale as what we do a normal race, because then that opens a can of worms when we go back to Miami in real life for comparison. Then he comes from the top rope and says this to my tweet. He says, for years, we've been hearing about how bad your cars are, apparently complaining compared to if you ask Magic Mike.
Ooh.
Now here's your chance. Log into iRacing.com to learn more. So I did.
He threw it down. He challenged you, Corey. He challenged you.
Hey, he poked the bear. So I clicked the link and I made an account. You got the cord here.
I don't know.
There you go. Booby trap. Okay. So I let it lie. We went back and forth after that tweet, actually, back and forth, so I'll go ahead and cover it. I said, I'd be down, but this whole newborn thing is really eating my iRacing practice time. So he says they can't stay awake forever. 8 to 11 p.m. is prime time every day. Unfortunately for me, I'm on baby duty from 9 until midnight. So I said back to him, I said, I don't have a nanny, Denny, so sorry I can't be on iRacing for 8 hours a day.
Oh, you don't have help with your children like Denny does. I get it.
Yeah, and I like spending time with them too, so that's a whole nother factor, but we're not going to get into it. So it simmered. Bring it, got elevated, turn the dial back, simmers down. It's lying. I don't get the invite, which was cool. Bristol, Richmond, wherever the hell else they went next. Now here we come, Talladega. Sign me up. Big Daddy's going to show them. So, Magic Mike, what happened? I'm listening. Hey, Magic, where you at? Oh, yeah, I qualified on the pole, and I finished second. Magic Mike. So, what did the first thing I do after I crossed the finish line? The first thing. I didn't go to the bathroom. I didn't take a sip of water. No. I opened my phone. I went to that tweet that thankfully Denny sent me that iRacing link, because I wouldn't know how else to get on there if he didn't send me that iRacing link. So luckily, I had that tweet. I went and found it, and I just did the old eyeballs like this. Yeah, the side eyeballs like that. No words, nothing, just eyeballs like that. Like, hey, look, Denny, I found that link. Thank you for showing me how much fun I could have on iRacing. Thank you for that. I don't know what I was missing.
Do you want me to play the part of Denny for you?
Yeah, yes, please.
Okay, so he put up the emojis, right, Lauren? You following this?
Yep.
Alexa, got it? Denny, this was...
Hang on. He put up a tweet and then deleted it first, before this one.
This is 6 minutes later, mind you. So this is his second tweet because he deleted the first one.
Can I say what the first one was?
Yeah, I was going to read it for you as Denny if you wanted.
Oh, you screenshot it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'm Denny. 6 minutes after Corey's tweet.
Like this.
Congrats on a great Dega finish. I bet you couldn't wait to post. Now,
hey. No. Stop. That wasn't his first one he deleted.
Well, I don't have the deleted one.
Oh,
Yeah.
So he deleted. Yeah, great job at a track you can hold it wide open. See you at Martinsville, he says. Deletes it.
Deletes.
Deletes it. Who deletes a tweet anymore?
Danny Hamlin. 6
All right.
minutes later.
So then he says, congrats on the great Dega finish. Passive aggressive. I love it. I love a good passive aggressive tweet. I bet you couldn't wait to post. You're damn right I couldn't wait to post because you poked the bear. Now if you didn't have to use the brake at other tracks. I said, brakes only slow you down. So apparently he got a little salty. So he had to turn his iRacing monitors back on, and he had to get his phone and run downstairs and make sure his Daytona 500 trophies were still there. And he made sure to take a picture and then said, "What do you mean?" Hey, can't argue with that. 3 Harley J. Earl trophies, that's badass. So to that, I said, touche. There was more. I don't remember. Go. Is there? What else we got?
I think you're skipping over the fact that he basically called you out and said, if only you didn't have to use brakes at other tracks. Corey,
Hey.
you're not mad enough.
Hey, you can't put caveats on your challenges after the fact, Denny. You said we've been hearing about how bad your cars are your whole career. I was on the pole, finished second. He had the same opportunity to qualify on the pole and finish second, but he didn't. Magic Mike, are you listening? I hope you are.
Dennis, are you listening?
And that's
Dennis?
where we're at. It went up. We turned it back down to a simmer. We waited a couple of days. I thought the hatchet was buried. I proved my point. He showed me how many trophies he's got. Good job, Denny. Thank you for that. I've seen what Daytona 500 champ trophy looks like.
I
Don't
can't
have
believe
one?
he's insinuating, Lauren, that our guy is only good at tracks you can hold it wide open.
Meanwhile, he posted a picture of the 3 races that he won where a track where you hold it wide open.
What did you guys do to start this?
Denny started it. Let's be clear. Denny started this beef.
This
I had no
me
beef.
and the baby up.
So we fast forward to Monday. We had about 24 hours to let it simmer. Thought it was done. Again, Denny gets the salt shaker out. Salt Bay. It's a little salty. I don't know why. Here we go. Jenna Fryer tweets to Jim Utter. Hey, she said, knowing Matt Kenseth like I do, if it requires him spending money to buy a rig, the answer is a hard no. That was to a tweet asking if he's going to be the Pro Invitational. Matt Kenseth ain't going to be on iRace. He's got better stuff to do. So I said, hey, I've got a sim rig for you, Matt, because I said it was for sale last week. Still for sale, by the way. Denny, from the Peanut Gallery.
Where's
Once
Poppy?
again.
She should be clapping.
Once again, Matt, if you still want to buy my rig, it's for sale. You can come pick it up whenever you want. Denny. Oh, come on, Corey. Another P2, and you'll be in the iRacing Hall of Fame. He's probably right. He's probably right. I probably would be in there with a average finish second in the Pro Invitational. And I said that and $12 will give me a nitro cold brew at Starbucks. Felt like there were some other things I could have said, but why give in to his pettiness?
Right.
I am not a petty person. I'm so petty. That's why I love this beef.
Oh God.
And I had some tweets ready to fire back at him. But you know what? I'm the bigger man.
You just let it go.
I'll let it go.
Wow.
Like Elsa, he just said, that's it. I'm going to let it go. Corey, how do you really feel about this, though? Be honest, because it sounds from Kelly that you definitely were fired up about this already.
We're not done yet.
Oh,
Oh,
So then I'm sure his blood was boiling, right? Why is this guy that's 25th in cup, well, actually 22nd cup points, messing with me? I'm like almost a cup champion, but not really. But why is he messing with me? So he has another passive aggressive tweet, which I can't find. Something like, hey, great finish at Talladega. Can't wait to come have you back. Something like that. So then I put a nice little bow. Got the GIF, Kyle Busch, Media Center, Bristol, where he does the whole like thumbs up, out the door he goes. And that was the GIF I felt like was a perfect little bow tie to that little beef. I don't have anything else to say. I proved my point. I think I might go to Dover. Just got the email invitation today. Thanks for the invite, iRacing. We'll see. If somebody wants to buy my rig between now and then, it's for sale.
poor Kelly. She's going to turn into like a single mom. You're going to be down there doing iRacing all day long.
No,
I say sell the rig, Corey. Sell it. You made your statement. Walk away into the sunset like the badass you are, bro.
Right.
Hey, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. But
Here's another idea, though, Corey. You could race Dover, and if things are starting to look bad, you could hand the remote to Kelly and tell her to turn it off your monitor as you're right about wreck.
That's a good idea. Maybe if I crash twice and I use up all my resets, like somebody did, I don't know, maybe his car was wrecked and he had no chance of winning the race, and maybe the remote control just happens to be passed off to somebody who maybe happens to hit the power off when you really don't have another chance to win the race. I mean, that's a great strategy. Great strategy. And then you get a whole lot of interaction on social media. You can make clips. You can make the videos. And I didn't even pick up on it. David Portnoy, El Presidente, was the first one to pick up on it.
He said it was set up.
Did you see that, Daryl?
Yep.
I was giving him the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, I mean, hey, that happens, right? Your 8-year-old runs around and shuts your computer off. Yeah, that you cannot drive when that happens. But David Portnoy seems to think different. I may or may not agree. Doesn't matter. David Portnoy says, unreal move by Denny Hamlin. Getting smoked. So he has his daughter shut off his computer and throws her under the bus. Diabolical. I mean, hey, that's good marketing. He's got his Coca-Cola in his post-race video that gets 300,000 views of his daughter shutting off his iRacing rig. That's smart marketing. Good job, Denny.
Bad blood, and I love it. This is like a Taylor Swift song.
Kelly says I'm definitely not getting invited back to basketball, which it's okay.
You're officially uninvited.
That's fine.
From that.
Okay, whatever.
But it's kind of like
Me and Bubba are gonna be playing pickup at his house.
Yeah, you and Bubba.
Yeah, but it's like a New York Yankee player picking on a college baseball player. Like, it's just not even like cool. Like, he's so overfunded. He has so many resources, and he's coming at you for a video game.
It's the pitcher. It is like the pitcher for the Yankees who can't quite win the championship when he's put on the bump to win it in Game 7. Picking on the guy who plays right field for the A's that bats 280, 250, has a decent career, makes a couple $100,000 more than league minimum. What's the pitcher for the Yankees doing picking on the right fielder for the A's? Ain't got time for that.
Right.
But hey, that's what he wants to do to play that game. I don't know. I mean, I just finished second. That's all I got to talk about. And that is the tea. More after the break.
And we're back from commercial. Sunday Money. By the way, we are the only ones still going strong, guys. We're the last podcast in NASCAR.
No, door bumper clear is still going.
We're the second to last podcast in NASCAR. Corey, you were going to go on there and hang out. You didn't do it yet.
I actually haven't reached out to TJ or those guys. Kind of busy, man. Like, I wish it was.
Racing, Daryl.
Been iRacing, man.
Sorry.
Mike,
Well, speaking of iRacing and NASCAR, we have more NASCAR news. Corey, is that baby okay? What's that baby doing?
What's he doing?
yeah, he looks being face down a little bit more than on his back. So we'll see what we got.
It's like in high school when you have like the project to carry the little baby around for a week and see if you can keep it alive. Do you ever have to do that?
I never had to do that. Now I'm doing it in real life, so the consequences are drastic.
Well, welcome back, Matt Kenseth. Matt Kenseth has been picked to replace thou shall not be named disgraced driver who was out of the sport until further notice. So they picked Matt Kenseth. They had their choice of every free agent driver available. And somehow, out of the woodwork, comes retired marathon runner Matt Kenseth. This was a very interesting pick because Matt Kenseth is not cheap. Make no mistake about it. He ain't doing it for free. Matt Kenseth is expensive. Why do you think that happened, Corey, that they picked Matt?
Well, hey, I mean, when somebody's valuable, you pay them what they're worth, right? Matt Kenseth is what did I see? 39 time Cup winner, 2003 Cup champion. The guy's a future Hall of Famer sooner rather than later. 48 years old, raced for a lot of great teams.
It's 48.
Yeah, he's 48.
Wow, he's old.
Looks like 40.
Yeah,
Guy's So Chip needed somebody, like he said, proven winner, no baggage, no strings attached, and he wanted somebody that McDonald's and Credit One could wrap their arms around, and Matt was the guy. I was hearing names like, obviously Ross seemed like the obvious choice, but it seemed like that his Xfinity deal with Nutrien and Colleague locked him in a little bit too hard to allow him to be able to do that. And I guess Ganassi wanted somebody that can race for points if something were to happen and Matt were to win to get in the chase. So that was an interesting tidbit because I think everybody just assumed Ross was going to get that nod, myself included. And I heard AJ Allmendinger. I heard Daniel Hemrick. But they called Carl Edwards. Guy's been in Missouri plowing fields, whatever he's been doing the last 5 years. They even called him up, says no thanks. But Matt saved the day. I mean, we got Ryan Newman coming back from his injury whenever we get back going. And we have Matt Kenseth coming back. It's like 2004 all over again. In 2024. I mean, the only thing we have left, get Jeff Gordon back in, and we're going. So a lot of good stuff going on with NASCAR when we get back. A lot of eyeballs are going to be on. I'm excited to be one of them guys when we get back going.
Lauren, what did you think about that comment from Chip Ganassi, though? He brings something to our sponsors that they need right now. Stability, no baggage, and a family man. I feel like Chip throws a little shade sometimes.
Oh, Chip definitely throws.
I mean, it's true, though.
No baggage, family man. Kyle's a family man.
He is a family man. He's a good race car driver too. So he's going to recover. He's just having a little time. He's got having a little sabbatical. He'll be back.
Also, I wanted to ask Lauren, how would you feel, Lauren, if you were married to a race car driver and you went through all this nonsense where you had to go to the racetrack every weekend for half of your life, and upon finally retiring and going to ballet and gymnastics class and doing all the daddy stuff, you don't even make it a year and a half or whatever it was before you're like, I'm back. Would you be angry, or would you be like, once a race car driver, always a race car driver?
Well, I guess it depends on how big that check was. I'll be here. See you on Monday.
Yeah.
Back at it again.
Yep.
And
I'll be at the mall.
For him, it's the perfect opportunity to come back because it's not going to be a tremendous time investment, right? Because
It's just till the end of the year, right?
This is the end of the year, right? All rumors point towards Ross going in that 42 and 21. I'd imagine would try to take Nutrien with him, and he's still under contract with them as well. So it all points to Ross for 21. But right now, Matt will be in it for once we get past the first month or so, and we're racing twice a week. The schedule is definitely going to be consolidated. We're not going to have 3-day shows. Most of them are probably going to be 1-day shows. So he's literally going to hop on somebody's jet, fly down the race morning, not much practice, if any, jump in the car, drive around, jump in the plane, and come home. 1 day. If he had to work 1 day and make, I don't know what he's making, probably somewhere between 75 grand and 100 grand a race, not a bad payday.
Wow.
Yeah, but you know what? This is what no one wants to say. This could be the end of Kyle Larson. If Matt Kenseth finishes better than Kyle has the last few years, it's going to be glaringly obvious that it was not, in fact, the equipment. Watch Matt Kenseth squeak a win out here.
With all due respect to Matt, I think Matt is in the top 20 of all-time drivers. Let me fire that off out there first. I don't think, but he hasn't driven this big high downforce package, I don't believe. And he's not going to get any practice. And all this, you can't drive on the manufacturer simulators anymore.
He don't need a simulator. He's old school.
Well, maybe he has iRacing because that's so realistic. He should be able to pick it up at the drop of a hat. So maybe if Matt, if you want to buy my rig, it's for sale, just hit me up. But he's not going to run. Now, there's no telling with a speedway.
What?
Hey, I'm getting there. There's no telling with a speedway or a fuel mileage race or how the stations or segments are going to play out. Don't ever count out Matt Kenseth. That guy is badass. But I don't think in the short amount of time, the limited amount of practice he's going to get to be able to hone his craft and knock the rust off, he's not going to – granted, he's going to have Kurt Busch, who is also a champion and a great driver to bounce information off of and learn from. But it's going to be hard to pick it up and contend for wins because those cars right now, Ganassi's cars, aren't challenging for wins with Kyle Larson and Kurt Busch in them. They're somewhere between 6th and 12th place. So if he can run in the top 10, I think that would be certainly a win in Matt's book as well as Chip's. But I think it's awesome for the sport that he's back.
I'm calling it now. You were going to see a better performance out of that car for 2020.
No.
Matt Kenseth.
Oh,
Ryan
it was
Newman was
awesome
the
to
other.
see him win, but I just don't see it happening.
Ryan Newman was the other story. Ryan is officially healthy and back. We're excited for that. Welcome back, Ryan Newman.
Yep. Yeah, obviously scary incident there at Daytona. Super lucky. Just a miracle that he's actually able to just get behind the wheel and perform at a high level, let alone just survive, right? Because that was the most vulnerable spot on the car that I hit him at Daytona, 200 miles an hour or whatever it is. So everybody's happy to see him back.
You were in your car, Corey, so it was like 184.
Yeah, not 200.
I think on the little black box, I think it was like 192 that I hit him, and it was like 48 G's or something. So that's
Alexa liked that burn, didn't you, Alexa? That was a good one.
that was one. Magic Mike at the 500, even after punting Ryan Newman across the finish line. I got him a top 10 too, so he got a little bonus from that. Probably.
Uh-oh.
I gave him a little tap.
Do you guys want to pick a clutch performer of the week? By the way, Jeff Gluck was very happy to be our clutch performer.
Congrats. That's a big honor. I think that and $2 will get you a clutch coffee if you go up there in Mooresville off 150.
Who do we want to pick today, Lauren?
I don't know. I mean, we had Corey finished second. Alex Bowman finished first. But, I think there was a real standout star.
Taylor Hamlin should be our clutch performer of the week. She came in when she was needed. She
Yeah.
did her job and
came in
hit the
clutch. Get it, guys?
And the look on her face. I mean, great actor. Give her an Emmy. I mean, tremendous facial expressions. It almost looked like she did it on accident.
Right. Uh-oh.
In the category for Best Child Performance of 2020, our clutch performer of the week goes to Taylor Hamlin.
Tweet it out.
What's that?
I said tweet it out.
The Clutch Performer of the Week is brought to you by Clutch Coffee Bar in Mooresville, North Carolina. And you can order Clutch Coffee beans online and have them shipped directly to you. Go to clutchcoffeebar.com. And as soon as I get a coffee maker that uses regular coffee beans, I will be doing just that. You can go to clutchcoffeebar.com and you can have all your coffee needs met. Congratulations to Taylor Hamlin of, I think, Lake Norman area. She is our Clutch Performer of the Week.
Good job.
Yes. All right. What else? Anything else that you needed to cover, guys?
Do we have any other sweet reviews to go over in addition to Magic Mike's?
Yeah, Lauren and I took a hit. Lauren, you want to hear the one that we took a hit on?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Sorry. Hold on. Candor Swims. Keep it going. 5 stars. Real folks talking real life. Love the struggle to podcast with kids around. Shout out to Poppy. Keep up the mountain biking and racing info.
Yo.
What? Oh, yeah. And that baby. What's that baby's name again? Levi. Poppy and Levi. Shout out to Levi and Poppy. I forgot. I keep forgetting you have a baby. Keep up the mountain biking.
He's right there.
The baby doesn't move. I'm like, it looks like a cat. Keep up the mountain biking and racing info, Corey. I don't know. Do you talk about mountain biking? Everyone needs to bike for a healthy mind and body. Okay. Sorry, just one negative. Lauren and Daryl need to work on topics and opinions to talk about.
Guys, I'm just the pretty face here. I don't have anything to say, all right?
You do a great job.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks a lot, Candor Swims.
So we had that one. That was great. And then there's another one, Corey Olson Racing. Do you want me to read that one or you got it?
Sure.
My go-to show, 5 stars. Since there hasn't been any sports, I went back and binged every show for the last couple of weeks. Keep up the good work, guys and girls. I look forward to a new episode every week. Alan, go back further. You got to go all the way back to the beginning, man, so you know all
We
the
got a
good.
whole season from last year of high-quality content.
Yep. So there's a couple more good reviews. Thanks so much, guys. But Magic Mike, poor Corey, send us a follow-up. We need a rebuttal. We need to keep this going.
Well, I hope that he was watching that magnificent performance I had on Sunday on iRacing. I mean, everybody, I complained so much, I finished second. Maybe I should have complained a little more out of one.
Poor Corey. Also, we want to thank O'Reilly. It's O Rewards Bonus Points Month. That is hard to say.
It's so hard.
Oh, we're just rusty. O Rewards Bonus Points Month. That's easy. Did I say it right? O Rewards Bonus Points Month. It's O Rewards Bonus Points Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Stop in today for store-wide savings. And by the way, you can earn double O Rewards points on all sale items like wiper blades, motor oil, tools, accessories, and more. And if you're not an O'Reilly O Rewards points member yet, you can sign up online or in the store and take advantage of the bonus points month at O'Reilly Auto Parts. It's fast, easy, and free, but hurry, double points are only available for a limited time. O'Reilly Auto Parts, better prices every day. That was tough. How do we do that? Does it make sense?
I'm wondering when that limited time is for. We've been those double points have been available for a limited time since February. So, I mean, I don't know how limited that time is, but go ahead and get your double points.
You never know. They might go away this week.
Hey, I don't know if everybody who's listening, not watching our YouTube or whatever this thing's on, I'm wearing a Sunday Money shirt. That I didn't give any to Daryl or Lauren yet. I need to do that because I haven't seen them. They are available at CoreyLaJoyRacing.com/merch, just like some other shirts and hats and all your Corey LaJoy merch goodies.
You can give mine away, Corey. You can gift it to a neighborhood kid.
Help Corey support his family.
Right. I mean, do I need to get like a Umbro shirt or like a FUBU shirt to
Adidas.
put something?
Yeah.
I'll go to Marshall's and grab a Adidas Moisture Wicked shirt.
Look for a Rockaware.
Yeah, I'll do that. That way you can wear a shirt, Daryl.
Thanks. Guys, this has been so fun. I sure have missed everybody. I can't wait to see you soon someday.
Are we going to do a group hug whenever we get back together?
No.
You can't.
I'm social distance for life now.
Okay. Me too.
Lauren, why? You work at NASCAR now, true or false, right?
True.
It seems like they have stepped back their promotion of our podcast, even though we are a NASCAR podcast.
Oh my
Is there
God.
any way
We're
that-
MRN podcast.
But we're NASCAR now, are we not?
Yeah, but it's a separate thing. It's MRN owns us.
I would like somebody to find out why they have not supported us or tweeted us, or where's all the love for it?
I can give you reasons. How many reasons why they haven't been promoting this podcast?
Is that why we're not getting any love online?
Yeah, it's Corey's fault.
You've got to be drinking the Kool-Aid through the hose if you want any sort of push on social media right now. So we're against the grain. But I finished second, Magic Mike. I don't know if you
No
saw that or
home
not.
drinking here.
Are you going to race
No.
again? Are you racing this weekend?
We'll see how bad I suck at Dover. If I suck, I probably won't do it. I'd say I sold it.
Sold it on eBay.
I feel like you should quit now. Just quit while you're on top or on second.
Or I just jump on there and get good at it and then beat Denny Hamlin again. That way you can just find another excuse to say beating him again is not real life applicable. No, we'll see.
Corey, if you have a bad Dover race, Denny is going to be the first one to tweet and be like, I guess it was luck.
Mom's outside.
Yeah. I'm sure. But hey, I love the pressure. Pressure. Live for that. All right, I gotta go. Great show.
Me too.
No rewards.
The business.
Also,
Bye.
thank you to our producer, Alexa.
Yeah. And thanks to Alex Bowman.
And Alex Bowman.
That was
He was
so
good.
long ago.
Yeah, it felt like yesterday we had him on.
God.
Alexa, where does this rate on our recent shows? Is this our best one of memory?
It felt pretty good. It was pretty. We had a lot to talk about this week, which helps.
Way better than like the last month.
I think they've been all great. Top quality.
Yep.
We're struggling, guys. We're struggling.
No,
Okay,
this one.
bye. I have to go take care of my child.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta go take care of my child too.
Okay, Daryl. Go
Bye,
back to bed, okay?
Yeah, I gotta go back to bed.
Sorry we had to go early for you. Wake you up a little bit earlier.
All right, see you later.
Have a good week.
Bye.